Hey everyone, it's Purple Haze. Thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for bearing with me. Figured out streaming stuff. It happened literally like 1 minute beforehand. I was supposed to go live, but thank you everyone who's here. Chat. I have a super special guest here. I say super because they really did motivate me on my own streaming journey. He's a phenomenal person. He's always smiling on streaming, as y'all know. It's no other than LofiMonk. So let me bring him on right now. I'll do some introductions, and then we're just going to really dive deep into Lofi's like gaming journey, streaming journey, cloud gaming, Stadia. Also here to answer all your questions. So please ask questions, or if not, I have tons of them. All right. So with that, let's see. Hey, Lofi, are you there?
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Hey, Lofi, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for stream. I know we've been trying to get this set up for a little while now, so I'm super excited to have you as like my second guest on my second Shades of Purple stream. But before we get started, why don't you just introduce yourself? I think a lot of people know who you are, but I know you're trying to get to that 100 subscriber mark. So in case there's someone out there who doesn't, why don't you give like a little brief background on yourself?
Sure. Okay, so I'm LofiMonk, and I stream games on YouTube, but mostly cloud games. I use Stadia to stream, but the channel's kind of like just a chill hangout vibe, and I also have a podcast called Cloudy Thoughts that I do on the weekends, usually at night. And right now I'm just below 100 subscribers, and I'm going to be doing my 100th video on Friday night at 7 p.m. And I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers for my 100th video. So if anybody out there, if you like my stuff, go and subscribe.
Super. Well, I think that's huge. You're going to hit it. Like, I'm not even like knocking on wood or anything. You're going to hit it. We're going to make sure you get to that mark. Yes, definitely. We'll get to that. I see you there. I can't see. Thank you all for getting here. Maybe we might get a face reveal, but if not, we have a smiley face to keep us cheery and so forth. No pressure there, Lofi. So just real quick, LofiMonk. Like, why LofiMonk?
Well, at the time I came up with it.
Or is it Lofi? Because I hear Lofi a lot too.
I do too. It's definitely not Lofi. It is lo-fi, like Wi-Fi, but not Wi-Fi. It's lo-fi.
Lo-fi.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much I was spending a lot of time listening to like lo-fi music, and I was doing some like tinkering with game development and doing a lot of lo-fi graphics. And I had really gotten into meditation at the time, so I just put the two together, LofiMonk, and that's how I got the name.
No, that's the I first came across your channel like I was working, and I just wanted some like lo-fi like beats to like work, kind of zone out to. So I went and put lo-fi, and I guess like I always look up Stadia, and you popped up, and I was like,
yeah.
What the heck? And so
a lot of my first views was stuff like that. They were like, well, okay.
Yeah. So like, and then you were playing Destroy All Humans. And so like I had kind of saw the game because it was a pro game. So I was like, okay, cool. Before I knew it, I was like watching your channel for like an hour and a half as you were like you're actually playing it. So many people just do like a reveal or like, hey, testing. You were actually like episode 3 or something. You were in it. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I think I saw you on Squidge's chat, and I was like, okay, this is definitely someone I want to get to know. So no, thank you for doing that, and thank you for just being someone.
I remember that stream that you came in. I remember that day.
No, I was definitely there, just like kind of lurking in the background, watching you play, like pushing off meetings because I wanted to see what were you doing that day. You were just running around with the little dude and like killing people. So I thought that was so cool. But this show, we always try to dig a little deeper. Who is the gamer? Who is the creator? And, you know, it's a gaming channel. You're a gamer. You're a gaming content creator. Why don't you, like, where's your gaming story start? Like, how did you get into gaming? And what does that journey look like up to today?
So as far back as the furthest back I can remember is like the adults around me having the Atari and things like that, and their minds being blown like, oh, Pong, like you know, they. So I mean, I was little though, so it was like I really didn't always get the concept of what it was, but I remember playing with it, you know, and but really where video games like struck me and I was like I got into it was at the arcade because you know I'd have to go to the grocery store with my mom and like you know your mom's always on you to be on your best behavior while you're at the grocery store, so I'm constantly getting in trouble reaching for stuff on the shelf I'm not supposed to grab and everything, and she would be like if you're good, you know, she'd tell me if I'm on my best behavior she'd give me a quarter to play on the machine when we were checking out. So they had Double Dragon and I would just go and I would waste all her money on that.
Double Dragon, solid.
Yes, that's what sucked me in.
Okay. So your quarters are arcades doing great, you know, late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Then no longer there no more arcades. No more arcades. So right. Where do you go from there?
So that was weird because like I remember even at that time, right? Like everybody was getting the consoles, especially when the PlayStation came out. It was like all of a sudden you could play PC games on your computer or on your TV back, you know, at that time anyway. But people were always still having the argument of it looks better at the arcade, you know, right. Back then. But anyway, from there I got into PlayStation, like I was saying, and you know, I was diehard PlayStation, and the thing that pulled me away from PlayStation was Xbox. They were putting out Halo 2. And it wasn't even Halo 2 that really grabbed me. It was the fact that it was going to be online multiplayer. And they started building that thing. And Xbox Live was dope at the time. So that pulled me away from PlayStation. And the only really thing at that time that was holding me back was Grand Theft Auto. And I was like, it'll be on Xbox eventually. And I was right. It was. So at that point, I got let's fast forward to Xbox 360. I got really into Halo 3, and then about that time OnLive came out.
Okay.
So I remember reading about it, and I thought the tech was like that's just them talking about the idea of it. I was like, what? This is crazy. I don't have to have a console. All I need is a web browser. But at that time you had to live within a certain amount of miles from their data center, and they only had a couple. So I couldn't get it in my area, but I kept reading about it online and stuff. And it wasn't but a few months later, like they opened a data center, right? Like maybe 500 miles away from me. So I was able to hop on and try it. And my mind was just blown. I was like, dude, this is how it's supposed to be. They had a very, like, everything that Stadia does is very similar to what OnLive had going on. Even the Pro library thing, they had a very similar concept with the OnLive. So I mean, like, OnLive was just really ahead of its time, and then PlayStation bought it. So I kind of just like after cloud gaming, I was like, I'm not wasting any more money on hardware. I'm not doing it. I can't keep up. There's too much going on. I spend money on a game. None of my friends play it. We all talk about it. We hype it up, but then I actually put the money on it, and I'm the only one that bought it. So it's either play with a bunch of strangers or play it by myself. And it was like, it just got old.
So you mentioned cloud gaming. You know, I have to ask everyone who's on the show, what is cloud gaming to you? Because, you know, I hear a lot of different things, but you mentioned OnLive, so you were kind of ahead of the curve. Mr. Urban World also mentions on live a lot. What is cloud gaming like? Is it the same as it was back then as it is today? Like to you, like I said, I think my mom sometimes tunes in, and now she has my aunt tuning in, and they're all like iCloud gaming. They're almost there. They're not quite there with what cloud gaming is. So how would you define cloud gaming?
So the best way to describe it is like all you need is a controller or a keyboard. You don't even need that really these days. You got touch. If you have your phone, you got the touch screen. But that's the only thing. That's the only thing you need, and an internet connection, and you could play any game you could think of. I mean, you should be able to, right?
Should.
Eventually it'll get there, but that's the concept of it, right? You can play anything, anywhere, anytime, and you don't have to have some crazy hardware. You don't have to I could just stop there. You don't have to have crazy hardware to do it.
So basically you don't have to buy a console. You don't know Nintendo's, nothing to block up like beautiful TV mounts and so forth. It's just controller and go.
That's it. I mean, I have a really old computer that I use that I play on and won't do much else other than surf the web and let me watch YouTube videos on it. But it plays Stadia. I'm able to stream live to YouTube from Stadia. So it's given me a lot to do, and it's added a lot of value.
So obviously, if I heard correctly, PlayStation bought OnLive. You were super excited about OnLive. PlayStation buys it. Sounds like you sour on PlayStation because it doesn't seem like they really did anything with it. If anything, they held it back.
So the thing I hear a lot, right, when that does happen to come up and people are talking about it, they here, I'll just put it like this. PlayStation bought OnLive, and they already own Gaikai. And if you don't know what that is a very similar experience to what Stadia is doing right now with the demos. I could go to a website, and I remember they had a demo of Gaikai, right? They had a demo site. It had 3 images, like the just like what you see when you're on Stadia now. You get 3 images of a game, their cover art or whatever. All you had to do was click on it, and you went directly into a demo, and you're playing like next gen graphics at that time, and it just like with Stadia, exact experience, right? So I'm thinking, oh man, now they bought OnLive and they have they're about to change the game up on everybody. No, they just hid it away, and then they came out with the PS Now thing, and I think that's all Gaikai based because it's not the greatest thing ever. I can't say for sure, but in my opinion, they got rid of OnLive and didn't do jack with the tech, just hit it.
So then, like, they didn't do anything. So I know when you talk a lot of times, it seems like you kind of similar journey to me. You were in gaming there, Xbox, PlayStation, cutting edge. Then you're not in gaming. Like, what happened?
Well, I just, like I said, it was like after experiencing OnLive, it just seemed like everybody else was having a great time not wanting to move forward. It was like, this is old, this is crap. Like, I already seen the better way, and now I got to go back to this junk. It's just, and I understand people still play consoles. It's fine. I'm a different kind of gamer. I'm usually either dedicated to one game and just that game until I'm done with it, or else I'm busy being very casual and bouncing around everywhere. I don't know. It's just, my view of it is like, those days are over. It's MP3s versus CDs. Like, it's just, it's I don't know. It was hard to go backwards. And after that, I just kind of lost interest. Every time they were like, come out with a new game and talk about it, it was like, well, I don't have anything that can run it, so I'm not even going to entertain the idea of playing it.
So then comes Stadia, or is there something else? Like, how did you come to Stadia then? Right?
Okay. So one thing is like, from time to time, I'd search up cloud gaming, you know, and I guess, you know, Google knows your search history. So when they jumped in, of course, they showed me, you know, they start promoting different things to me, like talk about Stadia and different blog posts about it, right? So I started reading about it, and it's set to launch like on like 2 days before my birthday. So I'm like, I gotta hop into this. So I start talking about it. I'm like, hey, baby, you know, hint, hint, birthday present, Founders Edition. I want to get in on this, you know. Well, they ran out of the Founders Edition in the controllers.
Yeah, they did.
Which was cool. I mean, I'm glad to hear it. But for me, I was like, that put me off. Well, not, it didn't put me off. Like, I didn't mind it. Like, I understood. I was glad that they were doing that well with it. It just put me out of the loop. I kind of forgot about it until last year on my birthday. And somebody was asking me about my birthday, and I was like, you know, I remember I wanted this Stadia thing. That's how I got into it.
No, so, but you didn't just get into it. You started streaming. So, like, where, you know, like.
Okay, well, so at first it was just me flipping through the games by myself, playing games by myself, and I was like, I wasn't really meeting anybody to play with, you know what I mean? So I started, of course, wanting to figure out what's the deal behind everything going on. Where's the community at? So I started looking on YouTube, and then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, you can direct stream. What's this about? And I figure out, oh, I can just upload videos to YouTube that way, or stream live. So I started doing it, just tinkering around and playing with it, and as I'm playing, trying out games, you know. And then I decided I'm just gonna record a playthrough one day, and I one video after another getting through this game, and I didn't even have a microphone. And I think it was between hanging out with Suna at the time, Bibbidi Bop, and Squids that like really changed the game up for me. I decided I got a better microphone. I got a mic stand that suits my style better. You wouldn't believe how much of a game changer that was to have a mic stand. But yeah, you know, it just slowly you get into it. But yeah, that's because of Stadia.
Awesome. So, I mean, you're about to hit your 100th show, right? You're at 99. So anybody who's just coming on, LofiMonk's right at 99 videos. He's going to do his 100th stream tomorrow. And you know what he really wants more than anything is to be at 100 subscribers, because at that point you get to have, like, you know, your what'd you call it, like your
custom URL.
So I know we have some like big.
So here's the thing about that. It's so, when people are like, tell everybody where they can find you. I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to go to YouTube and you're gonna have to search for LofiMonk. If I had the custom URL, I could just say go to youtube.com/LofiMonk. Boom, done. Not such a hassle. So right now, it's really hard to tell people, oh yeah, take the time to do all of this and say, no, I'd rather just pass a link, and you know, it makes it easier on me. It's just a quality of life thing. Help me out, guys.
Yeah. I put his link is in the description. So if you want to go by really quick, subscribe and come back. I won't be mad at you. That's why we're streaming. You can watch the few seconds later on if you want. But definitely let's try to get him at 100 here by tomorrow.
And I got a little something planned for Cloudy Thoughts for the 100th stream. So nothing too big, but I mean, special to me. Something I've been thinking about a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. So what has been like, you know, I'm just now kind of coming in. I've been in the shadows, been like trolling people in chat for like the last probably year to 18 months on Stadia. And, you know, we have some big name people here with, you know,
more people know about you than know about me.
I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. But we definitely have some like OGs, Cherry Man Gaming's here. So Cloudy V, we have definitely some pretty big name people. in the chat right now. I just want to give you all a shout out, and I'll do a shout out everybody at the end. But definitely, if there's questions, please ask them. So, what's been like one of your favorite moments streaming so far?
That's tough because there's a lot. I've had a really good experience streaming. I mean, I'm learning things I never thought I would even need to learn, but I mean that in a good way. Like especially like networking with people and meeting people has been a really cool part of it. And it's really pushed me to game more because I was very casual before, and I'm still casual. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a good gamer, but I like being goofy and having fun with people in the game. I try not to take it too serious, and yeah, I don't know.
Okay. No, that's cool. Like I said, I think I first saw you. You're playing, Destroy All Humans. You're just like it just seems so cool. It was like you're just there. You're kind of talking. You're kind of glancing at chat. You're just kind of talking, and I was like, "This is cool."
It was like one of those things where like I was just starting out, so there wasn't a lot of people in my chat, so there wasn't nobody to talk to. So I would just kind of start riffing.
No, it's so cool. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of them just meeting people. What's like one of them that's like not so great that sticks out?
What do you mean?
Like a negative experience that you remember, or do you not have any?
Well, I got one negative experience, and it's really not that bad, and it's not even on my stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One time, I think I told you about this. One time, I sat through a really long stream. They were doing a giveaway, and I was the only one watching the entire time. And then, like the last 5 minutes, somebody came in, and they all entered into the contest too. Well, I'm like, oh, well, there went my chances. But they left, and it was just me again, right? So this dude, he calls out the winner, and it's not me. And I'm like, bro, I'm the only one in here. All of a sudden, the other guy shows up, like after waiting, like he finally shows up and says, I'm here. And he gave him the game. I was like, man, that's the worst thing ever, dude.
Oh my God.
That's really negative.
What Lo-Fi is not telling you is I was that person who stole the $5 gift certificate. Joking. I didn't do that. That would have been crazy, huh? That's how we met. No. So, like, so you said you're kind of a chill gamer now. Sounds like you weren't. Double Dragon's not chill gaming, right? Grand Theft Auto kind of can be, kind of can't be. Halo 3, it's interesting you said, I've never heard someone say Halo 3 was their favorite, or that's where they spent all their time. What type of gamer are you? Like, is that evolved? Like, is there a type of game you like gravitate towards? And what I'm going to eventually head to is like, what games do you play on Stadia? Like, what are you most looking forward to? What do you wish Stadia had?
So my favorite type of games are first-person shooters, right? But and it's not Stadia, it's more my internet connection. Like it's just not quite there for me yet. So I still play first-person shooters, but I don't push myself really. I take them very it's just, like I said, very casually. I don't get too into trying to make sure I get headshots or anything like that because I'm gonna be disappointed, and it's gonna be at a moment where it's just gonna make me go into a rage. So, I mean, I'm just chilling. Eventually, I'll have a better internet connection, and I'll probably dive further into those. But right now, I mean, I like being versatile. I like trying games like the Chicken Police game that's gonna come out. That's gonna be awesome.
Everybody's like Chicken Police to me is like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know.
I've been waiting for it since it came out. I was like, that's got to go pro. And finally, the day has come.
Chat, anybody play Chicken Police? Please let us know what to expect. Because I saw that promo reel when it first came to Stadia, right? It came like 3 or 4 months ago. It didn't come that. It's kind of relatively new to Stadia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember looking at it and being like, "This is the most ridiculous." And then as you like by the end of it, you're like, huh, I think I can. You're like,
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, yeah. Eventually, they're gonna get my money on this one.
If you played Adam Wolf, imagine Adam Wolf as a chicken. And that's
quote on the stream. If you played Adam Wolf, like question mark. Imagine that guy as a chicken, like double question mark, like my mind's blown. Like it's like,
what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, it's like why am I not playing Adam Wolf and imagining him with the chicken? It's like crazy. I love it. Okay, so that's what to expect. All right. So we had Adam Wolf last month, Chicken Police this month. It's a detective. I heard there's a lot of great voice acting in it, which I guess you had to have with chickens and foxes and cats roaming around. Like I said, I don't know what's going on in that game.
There's some good games coming this month for sure.
No, definitely. So what game do you wish would come to, and I always say wish wrong, so I apologize. It's like swish. I don't know how to say it. But what game do you swish? I can't say it. Would come to
if I could have any game?
Yeah.
Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna stick with the answer I've been doing. I've been just being silly with it, but Elden Ring. How about that? Yeah, that
my gosh, Elden Ring.
Sign that petition, everybody. It's your duty as a Stadian.
So there's Elden Ring. To me, I don't understand it. Like I don't.
You don't need to understand it. This is what you need to know. Okay. It's huge. It's huge. Everybody wants to play it. I saw a zombie guy made out of like 50 bodies cut his own arm off with an axe, punch a dead dragon in the head, and for some reason the dragon's head became part of his arm and is now has a fist that is a dragon's head. And then he starts punching you with this dragon's head fist arm thing, and he's still a zombie with 50 body. Like I don't know. It's amazing.
I thought that Adam Wolf with the chicken on his head was like your quote of the day, but like now what you just said there, it's like I can't even imagine it. Zombie bodies punching you, dragons dead. Like there's too many visuals. It's like too many senses.
Dragon fist.
There's too much imagination going on for me.
He's fire-breathing dragon fist punching you.
Fire-breathing dragon fist punching you. I don't even know what to like. My mind is like I lost it. Like I don't even know. Like it's like my mind's just like a blank screen at the moment. Like what? Like can't compute. So all right, Elden Ring. So get this in. I think everybody wants to play it until like they don't want to play it. Like because I've seen some people super excited to play this game. It gets super hard, super repetitive, super like running around. And then they don't want to play it. And I'm like, man. And everybody's like, you got to do it. It's like when people are like, oh, this tastes disgusting. Here, taste it. And it's like, huh? Like, why would I want to taste that? Or like, here, do this. It's going to hurt. What? Like, why do I want to do that? And I feel like that is Elden Ring.
Have you ever licked a 9-volt battery before?
See, that's
everybody's done it. It's gonna hurt.
I'm gonna say, let's say we did, but we don't do that. Okay. Like I love that. You're the. I can imagine you were the kid who was like, oh, electric socket. Let me put my finger in it.
Yeah, cover everything.
Yeah,
keep it away from me.
Just don't do it. Carpet everywhere. Like, just like put everything up. Like. LofiMonk is coming. Got it. So that's okay. Elden Ring. No, it's the hottest game right now. It's setting all sorts of records. I think it would probably be good for the community to get it. Not just for the community, for people like you who want it, but also I just think accessibility. I think to me, that's what Stadia really represents that doesn't necessarily get talked about. I mean, we definitely talk about versatility. Shout out to Ambien, shout out to Jinx. Both of them mentioned the versatility in the chat. But I really think the accessibility of just like clicking a game and playing it, right? And I think we've all been there where we're like, as kids, like we don't have a credit card. I mean, kids now have like all sorts of stuff. So I'm not sure if that's still like a analogy that works. But I know like growing up, it's like I don't know, I can't get a hold of anything. So definitely having a game and just being able to play and to talk to your friends. Because so many times it's like you just want to be part of the conversation. You know, I think like Suave Polo, the climax, he always talks about, I just want to be part of the conversation. And I remember that as like a kid, you just want to like be part of like what people are talking about.
Yeah.
And I think as we've gotten older, we still have that need, right? To want to be a part of that, to want to just be able to socialize about gaming. And so I think Stadia to me just represents that in a revolutionary way. So no, that's super awesome. And so now what about features? So you're someone who's tested out a lot of different Stadia features. What is your favorite? And then what do you wish, once again, that swish sound, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it, everyone, but what do you wish would come to Stadia from a feature standpoint?
Well, right now, my favorite feature is the direct streaming, right? Because that's something to do on your own. Is like kind of expensive, and it also depends on your situation. But I think that's huge, and I would like to see them add more features to that. Like, for instance, there's been times where the game like just glitches out, and then you get kicked from your stream and the game. And even if you go back to your game, the stream ends. I think it'd be cool if they'd keep your stream alive as long until you get back to your game, at least. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just little features for the community. I think to be able to connect easier with people, message people. You know, like one of the things a lot of people talk about is like it'd be cool if they had like a voice messaging system. There's a lot of little features they could do. They could go all day with features. You know, really. But big ones is like just getting the developers to use crowd choice and stream connect. You know, get those things in there. They're features that Stadia has. They work. I've used them on games. So yeah, I mean, maybe Stadia needs to incentivize the devs to use those a little more.
No, I'm just looking at chat. Holtz, I can imagine Holtz looking at a lot of 9-volt batteries here. Like I think the entire chat, by the way, Lo-Fi, has just really gravitated towards your 9-volt battery comment. I didn't realize it. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. State community is a unique community, so it really makes sense that we would have a lot of those types here. So thank you all for that. But yeah, I think for me, that's the one thing I think is really interesting is that these are features in Stadia that you can tell like people put some thought into it, how to make it like work, right? And how to make it work at a gaming like level to where it's interactive and so forth. And I really think like developers they just don't know how, you know?
Right.
And I think a lot of streamers as well don't like really like tap into it or like they don't really test it out as much. You know, they may have like went one time and they're like, it didn't work. And if anything, I wish as a community, we would be like more open to engaging in that type of game. I think that's part of the reason, one of the reasons I started to stream myself was to really test these out and to really like, no joke, like honest feedback on like, how could this be used? And so I definitely hear you on the features and how like there are some pretty cool ones. I think for me, the number one feature I wish Stadia would have, and I don't think it's that far off, is I wish that we could have like how Luna and Twitch have that integration with the webcam. I wish we would have that. Like, for some reason, third-party software. I'm streaming right now from Restream, but I think a lot of like it's expensive to get at game quality. And
even YouTube's going to be adding these types of features to YouTube eventually. They're working on it right now. So
that's huge. I think that's huge.
But it's kind of like I was saying earlier, like on live, packed with features, and the way they built them didn't really rely on the devs on some of the features. Like one of the things that is strange about OnLive is it was the first. It had like you could go and you could spectate other people playing their games, and no, like I watched a video one time and then you hear the guys giggling, like, why would anybody want to watch somebody else play a game? But I mean, shows how far ahead they were. But I think really what it comes down to right now is you'll notice, like, especially with the Pro library, a lot of the games kind of look alike or have the same kind of feel to them even. And I think that's because they're probably all mostly built on Unity. And Unity has integrated tools for the devs to use to make games for Stadia and use the features that are available in Stadia. I mean, it's probably going to take these other game engines integrating the cloud into their build features. You know what I mean? And like you were talking about with Cowboy after the show on Cloudy Thoughts, y'all were talking about cloud native gaming.
It's like it's a charged term when you bring that up between he and I. So.
But I mean, I really don't understand. I don't see a way for a cloud native game to get here without there being a cloud native game engine, and hopefully that's what Scalar is. But yeah, I mean, hopefully more game engines will adopt the fact that games are going to be built for the cloud, and they'll add little features like that.
One thing we didn't talk about, but I was hoping you could share, in case anyone didn't know, you know a little bit about game development, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're right. At one time, you would classify yourself as a game developer, no?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Tell us about that. Tell us. Like, this is exciting.
So, it started out with just me and my kids playing Minecraft together, right? Because that's what we do when we can't get together or whatever. We at least stop and we'll play this game together wherever we're at. And anyway, we're kind of talking about, it'd be cool if this was in the game, or if we had something that would do this or that, And I started looking into it just for us to do some. I was just going to surprise them and put something in the game one day that we had talked about, put a smile on their face. Well, it went a lot further than I thought it was going to go. And anyway, this little project that turned into something, that was something for me and my kids turned into something bigger. And I ended up creating this add-on for Minecraft called Bottopia. And I mean, it wasn't like the biggest thing ever, but it was pretty popular and it grew. And I probably worked on it for like a year and a half, maybe longer. I learned a lot from it. Especially a lot about the workflow of game development versus how like someone that's a hobbyist versus a hobbyist versus a professional. It's a big difference, but still you can put a lot of those things into practice yourself. Anyway, yeah, I mean, from there, that's it got to the point where my computer just, like I said, I got a potato PC and it just takes forever to load Minecraft, so developing for it was just out of the question. And somehow Stadia runs. I'm playing Doom Eternal or whatever, somehow magical Stadia.
No, and I just want to read, this comment here from David Wilson, and that's so cool of you doing, for your kids, Lo-Fi, And I just want to echo that. I think the one thing that's super cool about the Stadia community is how many, not just like phenomenal people and not just phenomenal gamers, but phenomenal parents that there are in the Stadia community. Like, and I just want to echo that same sentiment that David's mentioning here. So no, that's super cool that you did that.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
I can imagine. Well, I coming kind of close to the end of the stream. If there's any questions out there, oh, actually, we did. Holt's in there, clutch with the question. Let me get to it right now. It's really about, Holtz's twin wants to know what program you learned. Did you learn to program on?
So I've kind of dabbled with web development, building websites, things like that, just on my own. But
y'all did not know LofiMonk's actually Jeff Bezos, and he created Amazon.com. And so he's being kind of humble right now, but we've heard of it, I think.
But I mean, as far as so if you want to get into game development, there's a game engine called GDevelop, and you don't even have to know how to code, right? It's just little building blocks that you stick together, and it gets deeper than that, because if you do know how to code, it's there, right? But doing something like that will help you understand how code is read, how it's written. Like when you're writing down, like if you're going to write a set of instructions down for somebody, right? You're going to write in, you're going to put a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. You're going to put a period, or you're going to put a question mark. You're going to structure it into paragraphs. You need to know how to do all that stuff and why to do all that stuff. And that's kind of the beginning of it, right? But anyway, that's how I even got really interested in to even go further with it when I was talking to my kids to say, oh, I could probably put this into the game, because I tinkered around on GDevelop. And then also using Minecraft, like it was different languages, but it's the same concept of how we're putting it all together and how it's all flowing together. And I got to a point where Minecraft wasn't even Minecraft anymore. It was a game engine that I was using to make my vision happen. Like, it was weird. But yeah, anyway, yeah, try out GDevelop.
Oh, awesome. And then we have another one from Jinx. And I actually am curious about this because you've been winning a ton of games lately. So like no joke. You've been,
I feel like it was good karma for sitting through that 4-hour stream where that guy jerked me around at the end.
Like, no joke. Like, you won one from like John Scars. You won one from MM2K. Yeah. I think you have another like one you just won.
Dad Plays Games. I also won. And that one was crazy because he was trying to give me the game code and he couldn't give it to me. So he's like, well, here's 2 other ones until I can get you the one. So I ended up getting 3 games from him on his giveaway because he's.
I feel like you're the type of person that like if you're just doing a road trip and you like stop by some convenience store and there's like, fill out this raffle thing. You actually like fill it out, like, and you like submit, like you enter every single thing to win that you can win.
Yeah. You only make the shots that you take,
Like, I can just imagine like your family's like, Dad, not again. And you're like, no.
Yeah, I told like actually on John's stream, I was watching him play Trivial Pursuit. My wife's like, can we change the channel or something? I'm like, I was like, hold on, I'm gonna win. Hold on.
Yeah. So what game? What game?
I won the Witch Queen Deluxe.
Is that the next one you're streaming?
It's so hard to say because I'm in the middle of Far Cry. I bought the Rainbow Six Extraction when it was on sale, and then I got Mortal Kombat and Destiny 2. I mean, I'm gonna get there.
Your backlog is just building, and as Squids always says, there's games There's games to play, and if
Yeah.
Squid still has games, there's still games because Squid's just is like a machine. Shout out to Squids out there.
Yeah, he
Shout out
plays
to
all
Lol,
of
I
it.
see you as well. No, and so no, I remember you were telling me backstage. You were like, yeah, this game, Mortal Kombat, and so forth. And then I think you got guilted into buying The Division
And
on MM2K's channel. You're
I
like,
did.
yeah,
I did, but it's because I kicked back to X Defiant, and I remember somebody telling me that happens in the same universe. So I think I want to understand that as before X Defiant pops up. So that's why I was like, you know what, this guy's right. I need to check this out.
Awesome. And this is a great question. When are we both streaming next? And so another, plug for your 100th show there.
Yeah, my 100th episode, Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. We'll be doing an episode of Cloudy Thoughts, and Purple Haze will be joining me. And I'm going to be doing a call-in episode. So if anybody wants to come in, you don't have to show your face or anything like that. You come, tell me your comments, say anything you want to say. And I'll be kind of revealing some thingies that I'm working on if I can. If the
face reveal, because
right.
if you do a face reveal,
that's
everybody on this channel will be
this
there.
Is my face. What are you talking about? Right there, smiley face.
I tried, y'all. I did my part.
Like, it's gonna take a lot more than 100 subs for that, but yeah, man. I got things planned for tomorrow. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be nice. We're gonna chill. And Purple Haze is going to be with me, so it'd be awesome if you guys join me and go subscribe to my channel. I'm almost there. I'm like, I think I need 10 subs.
I think you're closer. I think you're actually closer. I think you're like 5 or 4 subs away. And I think we can definitely get that by the 100th show. I'm pretty sure we will. I'm already like speaking it into existence. And there's so many great people coming in chat. Right? I see Mink, Ames, and just on my stream, everywhere else he's known as Mr. Urban World, but on my stream he's known as Mr. Underworld, just because I don't know why, but I just call him that. I think on my next stream will be, I'll stream with Lo-Fi, but I think my next game stream will be this weekend, hoping to get through Little Nightmares 2. So definitely plan on playing that, and probably after that we'll see. I'm a big Darksiders fan and been wanting to jump into Darksiders Genesis, so hope to get through that. So if anybody wants to talk about Darksiders Genesis, like, I don't know, storyline or Darksiders period, I'm always down. I think that's an amazing franchise and what they've done with the source material, so definitely. But with that, it's I know everybody here is, like I said, family. We have family people on the channel. We have gamers on the channel. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I game with you all. I talk and chat with you all. I definitely want to bring some of you on to my show. So don't be, if I like hit you up in Stadia or hit you up in chat, I want the community to know who's in the community. And just, who we are besides the people in chat, or, just random gamers, or, I know we see some people on panels, but I really, really want us to like, just kind of know people. And I think there are those, we have some people we've heard several times, but who they are. But I don't think repetition spoils the prayer, as my boss's boss already sees. She always says that repetition doesn't spoil the prayer. You can imagine what my work life is like, right? I'm like, are you serious? You just told us that. Repetition doesn't spoil the prayer. And now she knows I have a channel, so she's like, Purple. And I'm like, oh gosh, not you, not you. So, but with that said, maybe main games, Windstar, Windstar and I are both veterans, so I was hoping to do something special veteran-wise, but Windstar, Maine, Squids, Lel, Mr. Underworld, I want to bring you up. I want you to give us some beats, some flows, some raps, some poems, some jewelry. Yeah, I had to throw that in there. So yes, Definitely. But so many, I just wanted, so much love is in this chat. Lo-Fi, any last parting words for, we go back and do the conversation after the conversation?
Be kind, please rewind.
Be kind and please rewind. Is that like some Blockbuster thing?
Yeah, that's old.
I was like, it sounds like something that would have been on a Blockbuster. Like,
Yeah, it was on all the videos, so you rewind it before you brought it back.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Oh man, showing my age. Just kidding. I saw it in a documentary. But with that said, chat, please, I see y'all are still going off. I'll let you all close that out. But yes, thank you, everyone. Hope to, see you all next week. I think the person I'll have on next week's in chat. But with that said, once again, thank you. If you're driving right now, please drive safely. If you're about to game, have a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll see you next time on Shades of Purple. Thank you, everyone.
Peace.
And Lo-Fi is also waving at y'all. So yeah, later.